wholeness. This is Self-Expression by Aja. This is just random. I just have this energy that's circling around inside, and I just want to speak. One of the, again, in every one of my videos, I'm going to be reminding all who watch why I'm doing this, because of the things that I see that go on out there. I don't want it to be a distraction, so that's why I do things the way I do. So basically, I wanted to make this video because I know it's been 5 months since I've made a video, and that has been a reason for that. And again, it goes back to my health, which is what is my number one priority right now, which is just loving myself and attending to every area of my life. So self-expression. Again, if you're going to watch my channel, it is best that you watch the first 7 videos just to give you an understanding and foundation of who I am, or just that's not who I am, but just telling you a little something about myself. And you've had 5 months to do it. So I just wanted you all to know that I have not, it's just been a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because so many things have been coming up for me. So what I spend most of my time doing, actually all of my time, is directed at me. Meaning I'm all about self right now. And I was reared to believe that it is selfish to do what I'm doing now. However, I don't give a fuck what you think. And that's just my honest opinion. Those of you any of you who watch this video, and see, I speak to a lot of people from my past, because some people have tried to put me in a place that they think they know me, and I am understanding that I must also deal with how people perceive me and how people see me. And I've always been a person, and this is just my sincerity. It is sincere. I mean, I genuinely love people. I genuinely am very compassionate. I am very altruistic, very selfless. But now I'm, kind of the opposite. And that's because it's needed. Now I'm also working on balancing this out, and just really want to live the life that I want to live, but I want to live it away. And I didn't want to say these words, because there are just certain words I don't want to say, but then I also know I have to be forthcoming. And if this is truly about a self-expression, the only thing I can do is be myself. And so, which is why this is so random, because normally, in being educated in the system that is before us, and I'm not going to go into that, not in this video, but I'm sure at some point I will probably talk about it. Well, I don't even want to talk about that, but I just want to say this, because I'm working at, I have, one of the reasons I called it self-expression is because self-expression, that could be anything. And even though I have some ideas about, I also still want it to make sense. And in being an empath and being a highly sensitive individual, again, if you've watched my first videos, those of you who knew me as an evangelist, believe that I had the gift of knowledge, the gift of discernment. And yes, I do have those gifts, as well as, see, and this is, okay, so let me tell you why I'm hesitating. Okay, so basically I've changed, and I've acquired a lot of knowledge and understanding out of the experience I went through with having a traumatic brain injury. Now, I spoke with someone who, actually I've spoken with a few people who've said that they have heard stories about people having head injuries and coming to and speaking different languages. And so, and what I'm experiencing um, um, is what led me to secret energy, because I have found nothing that up until then that resonated with me. However, um, even after, um, and I'm smiling because I just, for those of you who watch me, you will understand. Anytime you grow or you involve, evolve, whatever you want to call it, whatever word you work that works for you, I'm talking the same thing. Whatever perception you have, it's good. You know, one of the things I'm meaning, and I want you to have your experience. In other words, I'm working on not judging myself, because a lot of the decisions I've made has been based on me judging. But the point I'm going is that I am coming forth with some videos. I'm just, oh, as always, my health is my number one priority. And for those of you who know me, you know, and I just decided I'm going to just be talking about it all. I'm not going to hold anything back. And some of you who are discerners and empaths yourself, you know, recognize that I have an anxiety disorder, and I am actually um, being very conscious of trying to stay relaxed, which is why I'm making this video, because I was just kind of like antsy and I have this nervous energy, and it's like I have to do something regardless of how tired I am, regardless of how um, now pain does stop me. Let's just be real. And I fell down the stairs on I fell down 3 stairs on October 17th, and while it was happening, I went back to the fall I had when I hit my head. And so one of the things I'm understanding is that I have to deal with all of this. I have to deal with it. You don't. And for those of you who are, you know, who don't want to hear it, okay, you know what you can fucking do. Okay, move on. And it's like, but in truth, I genuinely do love and care about people and have a big heart. And so for those of you who know me as Evangelist Aldridge or aspiring Evangelist Aldridge, and for those of you who just saw me as a beautiful soul who just loved people, um, I still have that heart, and I'm still very concerned about souls, and particularly my soul. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I never anticipated that my life was going to go this direction. And I think it's important for me to express that process. I mean, it was a huge part of my life, and it changed everything. And so that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about those things that I don't, I can't talk to the average person about. So, and because I have this energy, I got to let it out. I have to express it. And right now, it is all about me. However, I will say this, and this is what I was trying to avoid saying, but I'm going to use these words, and hopefully this will be the only time I use these words. And that is, at this stage in my life, and I understand about wholeness and balance, okay, which is what I'm doing for me. So this is just true for me, okay? So everything that I'm discussing is all about me and coming from my experience. In no way am I trying to project something on to you or influence your thoughts or whatever. You're free to believe whatever you believe. I really support you just simply being who you are, because that is what I'm working on. Just being who I am, not judging myself, and definitely not giving a damn what others are thinking, because they have their own experience and they're in their own place and they're on their journey and they have the right to do that. And so, with that being said, there are just some things that I just don't want to deal with right now. I just will not deal with, cannot deal with, and that has to do with my sensitivity. I'm going to say that again, in self-expression. Now, if you don't give a fuck about me, move on. That's real. If you don't care about me and you don't love me, and then somebody say, well, I don't even know you. Again, it doesn't matter. I am you. Okay? You are part of me. But if you don't love me and you don't genuinely care about me, I would prefer that you did not watch. Now, of course, I cannot control that. But again, this is self-expression, and I'm just telling you because I genuinely want to be a part of healing humanity. That isn't my sincerity, and I cannot do it alone. I know I can't do it alone, and so I'm hoping that, with me speaking about my truth, someone out there. Now, right now, I'm not taking any comments, and I'm not taking any. Now, I did have someone who, and I know who you are. I know who sent that message. Even though you went incognito, I know who you are. And again, I love you. Okay, and that goes on to say, these are some things that I will not deal with. And the reason why I'm expressing this is because you will see a different reaction. You will see a different response than you've gotten from me in the past with respect to these behaviors. In other words, when these things happened in my past, I responded a certain way. I responded out of fear. Okay? So, and of course, again, this is self-expression, and I'm not trying to be like anyone. I'm not trying to follow any statues. I'm not trying to follow any expectations, standards. I'm just speaking my truth. I'm just speaking my experience, my expression. And if anyone can learn from that, then of course it's worth me putting out. Okay, and having been a former counselor and having been a former advocate, and as a person who's really fought for what I consider the downtrodden. It's like I'm an advocate at heart. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. However, I did not always use my skills and gifts to the best of my ability. It was training and learning. Okay, but the things that I will have a different reaction to and a different response to, and that is with respect to, I do not want to deal with any abuse, any disrespect towards anyone. And that includes me continuing to be compassionate towards those of you who have done those things to me. I will not deal with any abuse whatsoever in any form whatsoever. And I guess I can just leave that all in one word. What was my ideal? When I was growing up, and I went through what I went through, and I wanted a little girl. I wanted what I believe a majority of us want, and just to make the world a better place. Now, and I always had deep thoughts. Like, I really always felt like it was more to this life. There was something missing. I understood at a very young age, as far back as I can remember, and started thinking. I knew something was different because I was like this old soul in a child's body, and I knew a lot then. As a child, I had insight to certain things, like many of you have who are watching this. Okay, however, in this third dimension, we still have to operate. We still have to deal with things. So when I say I won't tolerate any abuse, I mean that. Now, are any of the things that will cause me harm or distract me from my path and journey of healing, and also assisting others to heal by sharing my journey. So back to this being a self-expression. Again, I don't give a damn what you think. I'm not asking for your fucking opinion. This is my experience. I'm living my life and doing the best that I can. So, why do I say all that? Because I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. And I also don't want to hold back. And at the same time, I also want it to have some sense of order, so it will help someone. However, I want to say this. Who could benefit from watching self-expression? Who could benefit from this? And so people that I identify with well are those people who've been really wounded and really hurt. Okay? As an empath, I attract, because I feel the people's pain and hurt, and very possibly have lived it and experienced it in this life, which is why I will take no more abuse of any kind. I will not support any abuse. I have grown and matured and have learned that everyone has the right to be who they are. And it goes back to, I don't give a damn if you think I'm making excuses as to wanting to be with a woman. This is something for me to work out. And the other thing I'm going to be talking about is something, well, let me get back to the head thing. So, I had a life that I mean, this is just really real. I had a life, a path that I was on prior to my head injury, and that was living as a devoted evangelist Christian. That was my faith. And I sold out to it. I genuinely did. And however, in doing that, there were some things, and there still was an experience that I had. And that they're a part of me. And so I'm sure I will have to talk about it, because there was a part of me that says, well, I don't want to deal with the Bible. I don't want to deal with Christianity, but I have to. Okay. And it's like, and I know it's bound to come up, and it's okay to have people have questions, but I have to figure out how I can allow people to ask questions after I get what I want, because again, this really is about self-expression, and this is about helping and healing as many people as will be healed. However, it's like I got to talk about my head injury. I mean, because it's changed my life. And it's like I'm getting a little emotional, because it's like it's been bitter sweet, and that is genuine. It has been bitter sweet, meaning there were some things that happened that gave me some relief, and then there was things that happened that just tormented me, just was like very challenging and difficult. And so it forced me to start, like, I got to figure out what's going on. It's like, and so it's just, everything just changed like in a moment. It's like I hit my head, and it's like I'm not even the same person. But then I know it is me. And then it's like I have to live with it. And so, but my heart, that the first word I want to say, that goldness in my heart, and that, that's real, and then, I'm, so people who would benefit from watching my channel, if you've dealt with depression, suicide, rape, molestation, sexual exploitation, abuse, physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, all of it. Okay, and having said that, again, I said it in my first 7 videos, which is why you need to watch those. This right now is about healing. This right now is about me healing myself unapologetically, and not asking anything, and being okay with dealing whatever's out there with respect to this. It's like, shit, I went through it. And my attraction to women, and the fact that I feel like a male inside. I'm very masculine. Okay, and I've also done, and that may have something to do with my Capricorn moon, but then at the same time, I played basketball, all those stereotypes, and oh, I knew she was gay, and I knew this, and it's like, the truth is, you don't know a damn thing about me. You don't know nothing about me. And that's real. And it's like, you think you know, but you don't. Now, for those of you who are gifted, and, and again, there are just some of you, I shouldn't say some, there are many of you that I just adore. I just adore, and I'm talking about you light workers, all of you, I just adore your work, because, we all have, I believe that we all have, this is just my belief. Well, and I know for me that I just feel like all human beings have the capability to do whatever they want. They're just not aware of it. And that's why I'm expressing this, because, I've always been told that I was a bright and intelligent person. However, what people didn't understand is I did not feel that way. All I felt was that I was different, like most of you feel different. I didn't feel like I was smart or dumb or whatever. I just felt like I was just me, and society was telling me something else, and the school system was telling me something else, and the encyclopedias were telling me something else, and then I just was searching and searching and searching and searching and searching and searching, and then I just decided, okay, well, I need to research myself. Everything that I was doing was outside of myself, and I needed to turn within, and Just accept that how much of this is my head injury, how much of it is fatigue and exhaustion from suffering from insomnia. Do you know how challenging it is to suffer from insomnia, to not sleep? And for those of you who've ever worked with me or seen me or been around me, for those of you who told me you need to rest, you need to rest, you didn't rest, I could not. I could not. Now, there were times when I could not, meaning when I did have time to sleep or take a nap, or whatever, I could not. Do you think, it's like I tried to sleep, and then before I knew it, it's time to go to work again. And instead of, resting and taking care of myself, I just would go. I went 10 days without sleeping. For those of you who, accuse me of slacking, first of all, that's something I never did. I'm not a fucking slacker. That is not even something that slacking, laziness, not doing my best isn't even associated with me. That may have been your observation, and that's your perception to what your standard was, but you had no idea the pain that I was suffering and how I pushed through things. And we've all done it. All of us have done it, especially if you're in a church or you're dealing with religion or anything in the fake matrix, because that's all they do. They want every fucking drop, every fucking inch, every fucking all of they can get, and then they give you a little to live on. And so, basically I was running on fumes, and I was like the walking dead. Prior to my head injury, I was warned about slowing down and resting and relaxing, and it's just something I could not do. And then of course, coupled with my obsessive compulsive disorder, it's like I go over things over and over and over again. And so then imagine living life a certain way at a certain intensity, and then all of a sudden it just stops. And so then I had headaches, and and then I would get it. I remember the first time I had relief from a headache. And of course, somebody would say, "Well, that's not possible. Fuck you, fuck you." That's what I say. Okay, but I had. I already told you in the first video about the days. Okay, I didn't tell you about the months and the years. So basically, it wasn't until 2000, and I may have said this in all my other videos, but again, it was 3 or 4 years before I got relief from my headaches, and then putting myself in situations. So basically, putting myself in stressful situations, getting in heated arguments, or just getting in with, it kind of gives me a headache. And so that's what I'm saying. That's abusive. So I'm not going to be around that. If you give me a headache, I don't want to be around you. And if you tease me about it, I'm going to knock the fuck out of you. That's just being real. Meaning with whatever strength I have. And see, that's the thing. I'll have these bursts of energy, but that's like the old Aja, old Cassandra wanting to like go, go, go. And the new Aja accepting, no, I just need to chill and relax. And but what was, imagine somebody like me not being able to move. It's like, I had the Job experience. And I was just thinking, I said I wasn't going to hold back, and I know this is not what I anticipated on saying, but at that time when that happened, all I had at that moment was the Word of God, the Bible, the King James Version, which is what I studied and I still have. Now, I don't look at it the same way. However, it played a role in my life. It's just like everything that I've experienced is me. And all the things that I thought was me. And I created it. And so I take 100% responsibility for it. But I didn't want to, I'm kind of getting a little off here because something came up and I thought this is not the time to go into it, even though I said self-expression, but it's like I really just want to just say that if you're going to watch me, and you wonder why I want to do this, and You want to, if you're one of those low vibration people or very immature people, you're not gonna I'm probably not gonna set well with you. And if you're mentally ill, um, it depends on your mental illness as to whether or not you can watch this. But I will say this, whether you believe it or not, I genuinely do love you, and I'm very compassionate, and I have a big heart. And for those of you who may be, well, that's the thing. I won't even be dealing with that. I'm only going to be dealing with, love and expressing myself, and of course, understanding that, when things do get riled up, I want to try to, bring it back, balance and breathe. But it has been a challenge for me to maintain the balance of needing to rest and be still, and then I do something to reactivate, just like me falling down the stairs. And again, it had to do with my anxiety, and I thought it was one step, and it was three steps. Okay, and then I reactivated something in my hip and all that shit, and that was before. And then of course I say to myself, slow down, stop. And it's like, so I just wanted to know that you all know that I haven't, forgotten about you all. When I say you all, it's like, and I've made several videos, and I've been trying to figure out, well, how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do that. I'm just like, I'm not gonna fuck all that. I'm just gonna do me, and it's like I'm the one who has to deal with the things that I have to deal with. And of course, one of the things that I just cannot stand, and I just do not do well with, if and when I get a headache, it's time for me to fucking go. And it's also time for you to go. Okay? So I really just try to stay in very pleasant, calm, relaxing environments. I cannot deal with the intensity anymore because I'm so sensitive. And when I say sensitive, I'm feeling that shit, which is why I talk the way I talk, which is why I'm reacting the way I'm reacting, because I'm feeling your shit, and then I'm trying to defend myself out of it, and then I get all caught up in it. And it's just a frequency and a vibration that I just don't want to deal with. I just want to deal with love and fun and pleasure. And as far as the rest of the shit that life throws at you, I got that. I got that. Okay, I know how to deal with that. Been there, done that. Okay, and I just keep it moving, and I just go back to me. See, I'm actually feeling better now. My back is getting a little uncomfortable. So, again, it's like that would make me, just stand still, make me just, be still. So I definitely went longer than what I anticipated. I just felt like making a video, and I'm probably going to have to download it because I'm not going to have more space on my phone. And so it's just little shit like that. And it's like, that's another thing. And I need to say this. I was not very tech savvy. I always went to my sister or my cousin, Jonathan. I always called them and got on their nerves. So one of my friends advised me that I just start learning a day, take a little bit at a time. And after recovering from a head injury, it's like, though I'm smarter and more aware of things, I don't always have the energy to keep up with that. And it's almost like, oh, what the fuck? It's like, I'm just like, no, stop it. And it's like, I want it to stop, but then it doesn't stop. Imagine that, not being able to sleep and wanting to sleep. And so what does that go? Brings me back to secret energy. So how I ended up there is I was like, there has to be something. And I must say this, my doctor is a great doctor. As a matter of fact, I love my doctor. I like her because, one, she's smart. Okay, that's very important. And she's always encouraged me to do the right thing. That's why I stay with her. She's one of the few doctors that I've seen that actually is explained to me and told me kind of what's going on and how I need to rest and I need to slow down. And so that's what I'm trying to do. but it's hard. And then it's like, and so then of course, and what ends up happening is I end up hurting myself. That's the truth. That's the truth. And so it's like, and so it's like I called it a paradoxical dilemma. And so I'm gonna need some help figuring this shit out. Okay, and of course I've done a lot of things. That is why I'm at Secret Energy. And so as far as someone trying to suggest something else, I don't need you to suggest something like that because I already know. I know that I'm in the right place. I know because I'm addressing everything. Anything I can do to make my life better, anything I can do to feel better, anything I can do to live the way I choose to live and live a way that's best for me, and not because someone tells me, well, you need to do this, you need to do this. How do you know that? How do you know that and you're not in my body? It's just like you telling me what I'm capable of doing in this moment. Yes, I said fuck you. You can't tell me what I'm doing and how I'm doing and what I can do when you don't know shit about me. You never even asked me how I feel. And then when I've tried to explain myself, I'm told that's not how you feel, or don't feel that way, or you need to clean that up, or you need to move. But where am I going to fucking put it? Where am I going to put the fact that I'm attracted to women? Where am I going to put the fact that I have been attracted to a couple of men? Okay, and what does that mean? Okay, that only means what it means for me. Okay, and if you don't understand it, that is fucking okay. Just like it's not my place to understand you. Okay, it's not. Okay, right now I'm concerned about myself. And that's just real. Right now I'm only concerned about myself. I want to enjoy the remainder of this existence. And since I'm going to be here and I feel like I'm a late bloomer, I feel like I got to the party very fucking late. I'm going to make the most of it to, feel good about, or feel content and at peace in my heart that I'm fulfilling my purpose of trying to uplift the vibration of humanity. Let's just be real. We say we're sick of it. I'm fucking tired of it. I don't even watch TV. Okay? I don't watch none of that stuff because, well, one, it upsets me and it bothers me. Now, I will pick a thing here and there or whatever, but, the way we treat each other. And I'm talking to myself, and I was guilty, and I was a part of this as well, and that was something I wanted to bring to my family, but I don't think it was received very well. Why can't we just love each other? And we say that we love each other, but to me, love is an action word. And I understand that we only share what we know, but it's like, can I say something positive about you? Everything is always so judgmental. And it's an unfair judgment. That's why I've always tried to treat people with love and kindness and respect and honor, and hoping they have a better day or things get better. But I just can't take of it. And abusing children. What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, and so to me, I know we need to love you. We need to help bring you up, or bring you to another place and deal with it. And so that's kind of what I'm dealing with. And it's like, but I've taken a lot. And sometimes I just feel like I'm going to fucking explode. I'm just being honest. I feel like if the I'm just going to say it because these are the words. I feel like if the wrong person approaches me on the wrong day, at the wrong time, at the wrong moment, I may go ballistic. And I know that may be hard for you to believe because you're like, oh, some of you see me now. Some of you know. Okay, but some of you know, she's so sweet. She's so kind. Oh, she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that. You know what? I work very, very hard to keep the peace. I work very hard to keep the balance. But what I'm saying to you is if you do something and you come at me, you will not get the response that you've gotten in the past. That's all I'm letting you know. So, up front, right here, I'm only about love. I'm only about enlightenment. I adore my tribe. I am so grateful for them because they came at a time when I needed them. Because after my head injury, no one could really do anything for me. It was a process that I had to go through. And for those of you who tried to help me and I wasn't able to receive your help, thank you. I appreciate it. I do. But for those of you who were critical and had negative things to say, or who took advantage of me during those times, fuck you, okay? And I'm not apologizing about it, and I don't give a fuck, okay? If you step to me if you want to, I already warned you, okay? So knowing that I have that explosive side, and that's another thing, I'm fascinated with volcanoes. I am fascinated with volcanoes. That's how I feel like I'm going to explode. So I don't want to do that. I want to stay relaxed and calm. And, I have an intensity already, but I want to horn that energy to something that's going to help humanity, not be a part of destroying it. So I guess I've said enough. So I feel good about having done that. And to anyone who watches me, even if I don't know you, I love you. I do love. I try not to hate unless it's necessary, meaning if it's a matter of me choosing. Well, that's not true. I do hate, okay? I hate abuse. I hate people to mistreat someone. I hate people to have really painful feelings because I feel it, okay? And that's why I choose to be around happy, loving, balanced people, or people that can bring something to my life or enhance my life. And I just decided I'm just going to go ahead and make this video until the end because, what's the point? It's only going to have a few minutes on it. So, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth, but it will probably more than likely have something to do with healing or, me just saying what I want to say. Now, I just don't want to deal with certain things right now because I really just want to get things out. And of course, things may change. I can always change my mind. It's my channel. And so I was thinking, I'm not opposed to, I guess I'm open. Anything that we think is going to heal or help make us better. In other words, I'm about building up. Okay. And building, healing, helping, researching, loving. And what am I researching? Me. Every time my doctor, I don't know. I'm not going to say that. But I really need to. And that's the other thing. After my head injury, because I did not, well, first of all, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't have any therapy. I wasn't going to the doctor. I went to the doctor a few times, but it was so hard. I didn't go to the doctor, and that probably wasn't good. And so it was just, I need to express. Again, I don't have the comments on because I don't want to hear anything. You would not believe I've heard enough. I'm trying to process everything that I'm getting. It's like my ears are still ringing. And the thing that's interesting is the ringing in my ear is a certain hertz. That resonates with, I think, the planet Jupiter. I'm not sure. But it's that ringing is on that vibration. I'll confirm it on that frequency, and I hear it all the time. So I'm already getting stuff downloaded, and it's like I can't. That's why I don't want to hear your comments and questions, because everything that I take in, I process, no matter how long it takes.